Okay, Shadow Spear, Signet, 2 removal spells. There's no... It's it's an okay hand if your commander does more things, but I think we need something more proactive here. Soul Stealer Axe, epic. Okay, it's pretty good. Yeah, because now we can start hitting with Tetsuko. Soul Stealer Axe, which has no power boost. And then, you know, start to just get cards with this Seek ability, which is really awesome. I love this card. So sad it's not a real card. I say not real, I mean it's an alchemy card, so... okay, let's swing in here. 1 damage is not really much to go with, but that's just the theme of the deck. It's a challenge. We're going to join us for 1 each turn with the Sanctum, which can get out of hand. Oof, and a presence. Now they start drawing cards every time they play an enchantment. Okay, let's go for the Pilferer. So now if they cast their commander, we draw a card, because it's a card that's not in their hand. Draining us for 1 each turn. That's pretty scary. Goshen Tai, they're going to get some triggers. Definitely going to counter that. So they might eventually think we're a counter strategy, but that was literally our only one. Draw a card. We're all going to draw cards here. Woohoo! We have to be careful of board wipes, because obviously they're 5 colour. Oh my goodness, here we go, guys. Here's the Quiet Spike. But we can't equip it until next turn. So... do we just swing first? I think we swing first. More unblockable. Okay, let's go for the spike here. Oh, well, let's just... okay, fine. If they have a board wipe, they have a board wipe. That's, you know... that's all we can do, isn't it? I have a feeling they probably will, right? Even something that's 2 damage to each creature would be pretty bad. Or 3 damage, or they could just kill the spike. They could just kill the spike. They've got 2 white, could be Wrath of God, Day of Judgment, 1 red. There's a few things that deal X to all. Okay, so now I'm starting to think... so they've got a blocker, but we've got an unblockable style deck. They can pay to mill as well. I kind of want them to tap out. Okay, so they're going to mill us. Oh, the sword. That's a shame. So we're not going to pay for that. Right. Let's bounce the Goshen Tai here. Give this to Unblockable. Wow, this is pretty awesome. We're going to see the power of the Quiet Spike here. Fish, bash, bash, fish, half the life. Wow. That's so good. Down to 8. And we've got a dive down for the Hexproof. Yeah, I don't think we need to put any more creatures into play here. Because a board wipe will just sort us out. So the Quiet Spike is really good against the Sanctum, because this is +1 each turn, but this is divided by 2 each turn. So mathematics. Mathematics. So they try and kill any of our creatures. We can give it Hexproof. Binding. Oh, that's a shame. So they are going to kill the Quiet... well, actually, this is an interesting point. They're not... like, I feel like it's already done its job. We're already going to do half anyway. Do you know what I mean? We're already going to do half, so... yeah. Let's pay. Draw some extra cards. Keep safe. Okay, swinging again. For Ginger Brute. So that's something with haste. Okay, let's play a few more protection spells. So I've got 2 protection spells now. Right, okay, let's see if we can protect our guys here. So they're going to get to 5 with the Sanctum Drain. I mean, they could just straight out win with the Ultimatum, which is such a fun card. Actually, any of the ultimatums. 3, 4, 5, 6. They play a land. They've got 7 lands. They could... what's the worst ultimatum? I guess Ruinous Ultimatum kills all our things, which they probably have, right? They play the red-black. Shouldn't tie. Okay, strange. Looking for a board wipe. Okay, so this is the one that... this is the shrine that can kill something. So this is where our dive down is going to come in handy here. We'll see what they target. It's weird because the Pilferer does the most damage, but they're going to go for the 1 power thing, which is unblockable. Ah, there we go. They finally see the truth. Hexproof. And I'm not going to pay the 2. So, decline. And so have we won? So we've got Haster. And we can bounce something. Damn! The power of just weenies, guys. Weenies, tempo bounce, and the quieter spike there. Amazing synergy. Hello, welcome to a brand new video. Today's video goes out to DJ, who wanted me to make a mono blue aggro deck. So this is the result of my research. I went for Tetsuko, Umezawa, Fugitive. So the deck is somewhat unblockable in nature, but it is interesting because you have this dichotomy of you have creatures with power toughness 1 unblockable, but you also have these swords which give them +2/+2. So it is kind of like a Voltron idea, but the swords actually work better not on Tetsuko because you have cards in the deck which already have unblockable no matter what. But Tetsuko just gives herself unblockable, I suppose. In certain ways it's good, in certain ways it's bad. You'll have to decide yourself when using it. But there's some interesting things you can do. I mean, even with stuff like Reality Check, which is 0 power, you can give anything with 1 power or 1 toughness. The Quieter Spike, which doesn't give any power boost at all, but it gives it Death Touch, and if it hits for damage, they lose half their life rounded up, which is really important because mono blue aggro is quite a weird and rare archetype you don't normally see. So stuff like this really helps to give yourself a bit of an edge. So DJ didn't want any counter spells in the deck whatsoever, but there is 1 copy of counter spell just because I just thought it'd be powerful to have some way to try and beat Atraxas and so on. But the rest of the deck just uses mostly protection spells like Dive Down, Shore Up, stuff like that. It's got some bounce spells as well, Fading Hope, just to get rid of your opponent's blockers, bit of a tempo kind of style deck. Bubble Snare is interesting because you can disable your opponent's huge commanders forever by tapping them. Stuff like, imagine tapping the big Atraxa, they don't get the lifelink, they don't get to get the re-triggers when the Atraxa dies, it just stays on the battlefield being useless. So for 1 blue, you can really annoy your opponent. You have to pay 3 to kick it, to tap the creature, but if it's already tapped, just 1 blue is fine. The deck's got all the usual stuff like River's Rebuke, Time War, just because you just kind of need to at that power level. And probably the spiciest cards in the deck, I'll say Recon Mission, lets you draw a card whenever a creature hits. And also the Coastal Piracy, same card essentially. But you just need that constant flow of cards to push into victory. So I hope you enjoy this deck, DJ. It was actually really fun to build and develop. I'll say if you are going to build an unblockable deck like this, definitely put in the Black Blade Reforged, even though it doesn't really work with Tetsuko. But Tetsuko is just a really aggressive body to put things on, essentially. And remember, the 2-card kind of ultra synergy you want is Tetsuko, Quieter Spike, and half your opponent's life. Pretty awesome. Check it out, enjoy it, donate below. Tell me what you think. Enjoy. Okay, so we've got an okay hand. I think we probably keep this just because we've got Charter Course, which lets us draw 2 cards, which is pretty damn good with an unblockable on turn 1. They will be getting life this game, so it's going to be a bit tricky. But we will see what we can do. If we get 1 or 2 swords, it's going to be great. So it looks like it's going to be a counters deck because the Hopeful Initiate wants to take counters off in order to destroy artifacts or enchantments. So might be that the Guardian Argyle and the Mindstone might not be so good. If a Johnny comes down and gives them more vigilance, could be annoying. Wow, they're killing that already. And not getting anything from the Proliferate, so that's pretty early, to be honest. I think we'll just go for the Ghostly Pilferer here, because if they ever cast the Johnny, we'll get to draw a card. And it's just a nice little value engine whenever an opponent casts a spell from anywhere other than their hand. So normally it's the command zone. And you can discard a card to give Ghostly Pilferer unblockable, which is also very useful. So I think they might have regretted using the Smell Fear, but we shall see. Let's get a bit of ramp out here. I think we'll get another creature just because if they go for the Ajani next turn, we want to be able to apply some pressure. And I'm not bothered about discarding a card to attack just yet. I want to save the discarding to make him unblockable to attack Ajani, I think. Smell Fear is a really good card. Tribute to the World Trees. They're going to draw cards whenever a creature comes in if its power is 3 or greater. That is very, very strong. Okay, so now we can just attack in with unblockable creatures. Because we've got toughness or power 1. Let's draw a couple cards here. Oh, okay, there we go. And there's a sword. I don't really want to show them the sword yet. But at the same time, yeah, we'll definitely put that on top. That's an incredible Mystic Sanctuary there. Do we just go for the sword? I think we go for the Guardian Idol first. I don't want to reveal the sword just yet because I feel like we might miss getting a trigger from this because the Hopeful Initiate, all we have to do is put 2 counters on this, and then they can blow something up, which is pretty easy. Remove counters from among creatures. Doesn't even have to be from itself because it can be from something else. Put 2 counters on it if its power is 2 or less, basically. Okay. Yeah, so annoyingly, this Hopeful Initiate is actually something that we are going to want to deal with eventually, but not really sure how. Decline that. Okay, let's try and get a sword hit in then. So it gives it protection from red and green. So who do we want to get in? I think we want to get the Tetsuko in more because the Ghostly Pilferer is already a target, has a target on its head. So they can't block this and they can't block the Ghostly Pilferer. Okay. Nice. So we can play extra lands this turn as well. 1 extra land. Oh, the River's Rebuke. We missed out there, didn't we? That's a shame. That would have been game over, I think. Okay. Yeah, I think we'll pass a turn here because we've got the Otawara up, which means we can use this to bounce the Initiate if they put any counters on it. Which could be useful. See what they do here. If there's anything that puts counters on anything, I think I'm just going to have to bounce this in response to the counters being put on. So Rishkar. That creature enters with an additional counter on it. Okay. So let's see where they put the counters first. There's 1 counter. And yeah, we want to bounce the Initiate before they get more than 1 counter. Ooh. Otherwise, yeah, they can remove 2. And so now they can't play this and use the ability as well in the same turn. Okay, so it doesn't look like they're a huge fan of this move, but... So they can go for the Ajani now as well if they want to, but then we get to draw a card, because they can tap this for mana now that the Rishkar is on the fields. Ah, as if they had another effect as well. Man, they have a lot of proliferation in the deck. It's pretty scary. So now I'm not sure what we can do. It feels a bit I feel like that was our entire game plan there, but oh well. And they still didn't want to give us a card from the Ghostly Pilferer, so they are playing very aggressively. Let's draw a card. To Fairy. Right, let's swing in. We've got 2 unblockable. Draw some cards. So we've got hexproof, which could be useful. Shame we didn't have that previously because that gives permanent hexproof. Okay. This is a really good card. Destroy something, and then if it was 3 or less, proliferate. Damn, yeah. Especially when you got all these counters out. The Ozolith. Oh, jeez. That is pretty gross. I wonder if they'll ever go for the Ajani here. Okay, finally we see the Ajani, so we get to draw a card. Hall of Storm Giants. Okay. Yeah, I don't like my odds against these huge green creatures here. They could just gain 3 life every turn and attack in with no hindrance as well. Which is pretty terrifying. Which makes me losing the River's Rebuke even sadder, unfortunately. Dusk Shell Crawler. Okay, so they tapped that, so we're not going to get... They probably should have attacked first because they had Vigilance, but... Man, they're making that huge. That's going to be 6/5 Vigilance Trample. Wow.
Light shall always
So they're very all in here. Let's draw a card with the Mind Stone. See what we get. I doubt there's much we can... We just need some kind of removal. More ramp isn't going to cut it, sadly. Yeah, they just had the perfect solution, which is loads of blockers, vigilance, lifelink, pretty much everything they need to stop us getting in. And we just keep drawing lands as well, which is kind of crazy. It's a lot of lands. And another interesting thing is they keep holding priority, which means they might have another spell. Let's draw and discard. 40 Jin, okay. That could be a pretty good threat later on. So they've got a lot of attackers coming in as well. Not sure if we're going to be able to survive. I think I do want to kill the Ajani though. Man, them holding priority is pretty irritating because it just slows the game down so much. But I don't know what exactly it could be. Okay, so I reckon we probably get maybe one more turn to see what they've got, but I'm not liking our odds here. I think the sword was definitely the last big card we had, especially we've drawn like 4 lands in a row. And we'll definitely have to block here, I think. Legion Duelist. Whenever one or more counters I put on it, draw a card. Oh my goodness. That's a spicy... That's really good. Trample. Vigilance. Each creature with a counter on it has trample as well. Oh my goodness. Hopeful Initiate, so they can kill the Guardian Idol, but I doubt they'll need to. This Tribute to the World Tree is a crazy card. It really is. Very powerful. It's almost like Great Henge. Great Henge Light. Okay, so 1 card in hand. Is it going to be something they can actually use, or are they just absolutely trolling us with the priority here? Looking at all of their cards over and over again. Not sure if that's going to make the cards stronger by looking at them longer, but... Okay, so let's phase out the strongest one here. So that will save 7 damage, unless they give it hexproof. Snakeskin Veil. Right, okay, so the whole time they had hexproof there. So that's why they were holding priority the whole time. They saw that one coming. So I think we're just dead then, right? Because all we can do is block. They've all got tramples. It doesn't really matter where we block. Because we're still taking 4, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Yep. Yeah, they got us. They got us with the Snakeskin Veil. Damn. And -1. Power of the hexproof there, because otherwise we would have prevented the 7 damage. But oh well. Okay, so we've got some pretty decent starting cards here. The Black Blade Reforged and the Tetsuko is slightly ironic, I understand. There is a strange juxtaposition in this deck where you have a commander that cares about low power and toughness. But then we also have equipments that make them then unblockable. But there are creatures in the deck, like the Blade, who are always unblockable. So it's deceptive. Tetsuko doesn't really care too much about the other things in the deck. More herself, to be honest. So she's good as a support card, but yeah. This is 3 to equip a legend. So I suppose we can get this out. The Blue Sun's Twilight is going to be interesting as well, because we could steal their commander eventually. But we will need 5 mana to do that. So maybe stealing something else would be better. Mana value. So we could steal the token. By paying 0. Not sure what to do. If I don't steal the token, they're just going to start drawing cards. So yeah, let's go for the Midnight Clock first. Yeah, because we want to get this online as soon as possible to draw more cards. So they go for this, they're going to swing for 2, they're going to put a counter, and they're going to draw a card. Okay, that's good, because if we do want to steal this now, we get the wolf with the counter, but 5 mana. So, yeah, we'll just steal the Tovolar, I think. Which is really powerful, because it means they don't have a Tovolar now. Oh, sorry, yeah, they don't get the counter on the creature until phase 2, do they? Yeah, okay. So yeah, phase 1, they just make the 2/2. Phase 2, they get the counter. Phase 3, they can play creatures off the top. But that will take quite a bit of mana to get there. So it's interesting, because now we're allowed to have Tovolar, and we can draw cards if we hit something with a werewolf. But I'd probably expect them to have removal for this here. And I definitely won't trade if they pump this up to level 2. Because they'll be able to recast the Tovolar on the next turn with an extra land. Destroy artifact. They might regret that when we have the Black Blade Reforged here, which is interesting. I think, just to be sure, though, I'm going to give him the boots so they can't actually kill him very easily. So we're kind of riding on the Tovolar train here, which is quite funny. Might as well attack with both. Get that damage in. Of course, they could have a pump spell. Yeah, I think they're really going to regret killing that Midnight Clock, because this sword is going to be humongous. And Tovolar's going to be +5 next turn if we give him the sword. So we're racing against... somewhat ironically, racing against a werewolf deck with his own commander. The ultimate betrayal has been had here. Okay, so they do have decent blockers, but I don't think they're going to be able to block this Black Blade. Really? Unless they have something... they could have a Braid or something. Equip a Legend. So there we go. Do they have a way to kill the sword? Right. Swinging. Now let's go in with the whole team. They can't block these blue creatures. Okay. And yeah, we'll pass the turn. Which means he actually flips, and now he has he's a 10-10. Never expected to be doing this. This isn't even on theme, technically. Molten Impact deals 4 damage. If excess damage is dealt this way, cast your next spell. Okay. Fine. I'm not even really that bothered about that. Seeing as I'm riding the Tovolar all the way to Victory Town, hopefully. Level 2. It's very tempting to bounce this Prowler. Because then next turn we can swing in with the Tovolar for 10. Oh, they can have Hexproof? Okay, they do. But they've used that... They've used that here. Okay. That is interesting. Well, are they going to want to block their own commander? That's the question. Let's see. They're kind of damned if they do and damned if they don't, aren't they? Hanging in there. Man, they've got all the fight spells. Kill, fight, kill, fight. Okay, so we get to draw a card. Symmetry Illuminator. Right, let's see. Maybe we can cast some stuff off the top here. What have we got on top? We've got an instant. So if we get rid of an instant, we can cast Blink of an Eye. Damn, that's pretty damn awesome. So as long as they can't deal with this, I think we have them. Reckless Storm Seeker. That's really cool art. It's like Chandra if she was old. Tax. Okay. Bounce the Prowler. Get to draw a card as well. Oh, wow. And we get the Soul Stealer Axe, which gives the creature trample. They are racing us hard. 10 and 15. Okay. So, Soul Stealer Axe. So, sadly, we're not going to get to draw a card off this, because normally you'd get a card equal to the damage dealt, but we're going to deal so much. Okay, let's swing in. What do we have in our graveyard? Artifact. So if you get rid of the artifact, we can cast our artifact at the top. So much value there. Feels a bit cheeky stealing theirs, but Wow, this is a very controlling hand. Let's give it a go. It's a bit of a different hand to our other ones. I really like Sword of Future, Once and Future King. I always say King on the end, but it's just Once and Future. More poetic. Okay, Tetsuko. So next turn. So basically, because I'm on a green, they're going to have a lot of ways to deal with artifacts and enchantments. So let's just hope we can avoid some of those, because we've got 3 really strong ones. The rampant hard. So if we play the sword here, we can't equip it anyway. So we might as well go for the clock, and then next turn go for sword and equip in the same turn. And then whilst doing that, we can push forward the midnight clock as well, and also maybe eke out some of their removal for artifacts. Would rather this die than the sword, right? Because the sword is going to hopefully win us the game here. Although it doesn't have protection from green, it's protection from blue-black. It's still really powerful. Wow. Okay, so 1 land, and they didn't find another one. Interesting. Okay, let's hope the Surveil gives us something juicy here. Oh man, this sword's so cool. I love it. Love all the swords. Bish, bash, bosh. River's Rebuke. I think we leave that on top. I mean, I'd have to be crazy to not leave that on top, right? 4, 5, 6. We can play it next turn, but I'm not sure how effective it's going to be, to be honest. They've only got 1 non-land permanent out, which matters. So now they get an extra mana source. They've got 4 mana. The Rebuke could be good. Could be good. Also, the Surveil here works super well with Haughty Jin, whose power is increased for every spell in the graveyard. Really cool. Growth from the Ashes, they are ramping hard, which makes me think they probably have an Ulamog in their hand or something. Swift Boots, oof, that's scary. 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. Right, let's swing in again here. Come on, sword. Put some kind of unsummon in the bin or something. Oh, Blackblade Reforged. That's really good as well. Maybe we just go for the Jin for now. And yeah, let's protect the Umezawa. Hexproof. So now they can't fight it. Not that they had anything huge anyway, but I guess if they've got 6, 7... What's scary? Let's face it, a mono green ramp deck, they're going to have Ulamog, Kozilek, Emrakul, the 3 greater Eldrazi. But next turn, we're going to have Blackblade Reforged, which could be pretty up. They're ramping again, yeah. They definitely must have something huge in their hand here. Which is making me really want to use the River's Rebuke. Oh my goodness, Nyx Bloom Ancient as well. So they could just legit go for the Nyx Bloom. And then equip it with the... Oh, they're going to go for turn Timber Symbiosis. Okay. I think we got off pretty luckily there. Interesting. So let's River's Rebuke them here. It only gets rid of 3 things, but I want to slow them down because it's just so scary. We can have... Damn, no more spells. we've not hit a single spell that we can actually cast with the sword. That's a shame. There's actually loads of 1-drops, 2-drops. 14. Nissa again. Exile graveyards. They can search for 2 lands. They can create 2 bears, put 2 counters. Okay, that's a lot of really unique options. Exile in the graveyard. Does that really... That doesn't... Oh, so they can gain a life as well. I'm not that bothered, to be honest. I mean, yeah, it weakens Haughty Jin, but I'm just not bothered. We cast instant or sorcery that costs 2 or less. So maybe we go for Narset next turn, and then we tick down, get a spell, use it, and then we can maybe use it again, but... Wild Heart Invoker. They've got infinite combos in the deck. I know that for a fact because they have this. Pay 8 to get +5/+5. Nobody in their right mind uses this. Oh dear. And then next turn they're going to have the Nyx Bloom Ancient as well, which means they can probably do some quite crazy win cons. Right, we need to get something desperately now. I think we are just desperate.
Past, present, and future thoughtfulness before
Soulstealer
action.
Axe. Okay. So we're completely defenseless for the following turn. Can they kill us? That's the question. Transmog one is really good. Ooh, okay, so now we can bounce something. Well, we're going to bounce the boots, aren't we? Let's face it. Let's put those away. So the midnight clock's almost ding-donged. They're at 17 life there. It's going to be really rough. And now they have so much mana to do whatever the hell they want. Wake, Root, Elemental. 18 mana. There we go, guys. There's the infinite combo. So it's pay 5. So, yeah, it's infinite mana. That's interesting. I've never seen it before. Untap a land, it becomes a 5/5 with haste. And then because it's Nick, though, you can keep paying 2 to add. Sure. Sure thing. and now they can just go infinite with the Wild Heart Invoker. Yeah, okay. To be fair, I've never actually seen this combo before, but I felt it coming. That is a very, very, very powerful combo. Okay, I'm not even angry because I've never seen it before. If you're going to kill me with combo, at least do something interesting. This is definitely different. And it does take like 4 cards. So we're going to see all their lands turn online here. Actually, they don't even need to. They can just, yeah, pump up the team. So the rate, which is 8 equals 5+, doesn't seem very good on this card. But obviously, when you have infinite mana, it is just another way to kill someone. So what are they going to settle for? I mean, the irony is that there's a certain limit. But I've only got 19 life. They could kill me in 1 attacker. So just attack me. Or, you know, yeah, okay, keep showing off with the... No, I get it. It's really cool, man. Just kill me. There we go. Okay, finally. So, trample. 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 Yeah. Cool. A different way to die. A different way to die. Very rare in this game. But, yeah, it's cool to see. Thinking about that is I don't want to ever see it again now. That's it. So that's good. Add that to the inventory of deaths. Did you know that you can help my channel by watching another one of my videos? Go ahead. You know you want to.